Oh, I'm all wet. I knew that was going to happen. I should have put a clamp around it so it wouldn't come out. But I wanted to show that. I wanted to show you guys that. So anyway, it is what it is. Funny me. But I'm sure if you ever done this, you gotten wet before. But yeah, so I sold that boat. And that's going to go to this guy, a real nice guy. And I know he'll take care of her. And I'm glad because I just wasn't running it much. I got my other boat. So we put her up for sale and this guy bought it. And he knew that I had to do some work on it. It was a really weird deal because I had it running amazing. And put it up for sale and it's set for a few months over the winter, and then I go to fire it up and I got no spark, so I ended up replacing the distributor because I figured out that it was definitely in the distributor, so I wasn't even getting, I was getting voltage to the power pack, and then it was going out the coil, and I verified that, but it wasn't making it to the plug wires. And then every once in a while I'd get like a spark off of one of them. So I knew it was in the rotor button distributor part of the motor. And I got like 3 or 4 of those distributors laying around. And I had a guy commenting about this, about the DVI on the distributor, the troubleshooting guide, where it says DVA, and they had such a wide spring of voltages, like with the DVA adapter attached, which I didn't film, and maybe at some point I will, but it said it like 800 volts. I knew that wasn't right. I was way out of range. So just with my meter attached with digital voltage meter, it was showing the right voltage. It was showing like 180 volts. So I knew, and it did it on all of these distributors. So, I knew that wasn't right. And I just proved it. And what ended up happening is the distributor that I put back in was one that I'd rebuilt, but I had the blue as common, and it's the white. The white is your common on these motors. So the way it goes is like the red trigger coil is connected to the red lead. It goes out of that to the common. Then you got your blue lead goes over to the blue or green coil, and then the output of that coil goes to common, white. And so I had the white and the blue were swapped, and so when you put it in forward gear, it would stall out because the high-speed coil wasn't working right. So anyway, I swapped them. I didn't damage the power pack or anything like that. Once I swapped them, then once you just saw it, like it went. So hey, you guys, when you're doing these 50s, you're gonna want to put it in some kind of test tube, or like I got this big bucket that I put it in, and the reason is because you could set your initial timing at idle at what it's supposed to be, from 7 to 9 degrees, plus or minus 2 degrees. But when you put it in gear is the test, because you need to set that in forward gear, and then because your timing, you might have to adjust it up just a little. Each time that you do that, you need to go back and adjust your primary pickup. Your secondary won't change with this, but because once you have the secondary set, take these 5/16 anyway, move it till you get the primary pickup just touching the carburetor linkage, and then whenever, you'll know when you're right when you put it in forward gear and it just sits at idles. So I can kind of show this. A little water in it. She should fire right up. This one seems a little high idle. I'll put the cowling on it. It'll come down just a little. And it'll settle down some too. Say 1400, and I'll tell you really the test is forward here. That's what we're going to do. And that dropped our idle down to 1,000 RPM. So it's perfect. They'll sit there and put it on the wheel, let it run really. So hopefully the camera didn't get blown out. So anyway, that's with it running. So here, this is a little farther back, maybe the camera won't be so bad. Oh yeah, there was the hose. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing good. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for liking these videos. Comment on some of this stuff. You know, most of the shops these days, they won't touch anything if it's 30 years old or why? Okay. It's a little tight. Kind of hear the difference in the tone of it as I do this. So with the cowling on now, that dropped it almost, 200 RPM. Might be out of gas. Let me see what happens here. Or I need to go even a little further. might go a hair further, just because I wanted to stall out when it was just sitting in idle. So, back to this. So yeah, most of the shops, they just won't even touch them. So all I'm going to do is maybe turn this in just a hair. So it's a quarter. Yeah.
I